Hello and welcome to the Traybakes and More cooking channel. I'm Callie and today we're going to be making this really easy coffee and walnut loaf cake. Soft, moist cake covered in a rich coffee buttercream. Now for the first time on the channel, we're actually baking something. So I have turned on my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 175 degrees centigrade. And then I have lined my tin here, my loaf tin, with some baking parchment. A couple of little bulldog clips just to keep it in place to stop the paper moving around when we put the cake batter into the tin. That's it, preparation done. Let's get baking. The first thing to do is to cream the butter and the sugar. Just make sure your butter has been out of the fridge for a while and has come to room temperature before you start this. If you have forgotten, don't panic. Cut it up into small cubes. It will come to room temperature much faster than that. At a pinch, you can put it in the microwave on a really, really low setting. Just be careful, watch it carefully. Don't let it melt. You want to use a hand mixer or a stand mixer for this. You can use a wooden spoon. It's going to work your arm muscles a bit more. But I'm going to use my, my hand mixer today and beat this until it's light and fluffy. Now every now and again when you're doing this, you want to get your spatula and just scrape down the sides of the bowl just to make sure you're getting everything mixed up nicely. Now that the butter and sugar are noticeably lighter and scrape down the insides of your bowl with a spatula, we're ready to add the rest of the ingredients. So the coffee essence, the eggs, the walnuts and the flour. So first you add the coffee essence and mix that in. If you can get camp coffee essence, then that works great. If you don't have that, then just mix a tablespoon or two of instant coffee with a tablespoon of hot water and that will work just as well. Then you add the eggs, a little bit at a time, beating well every time you add them into the mix. Now it's possible at this stage that your mixture might curdle a little bit. If it does happen, just add a spoonful of flour and beat that well and that should sort it out. So lastly, I'm just going to mix in the flour and then fold through the walnuts. So all that's left is to put the cake batter into your prepared tin and then into the oven for about 45 minutes. And there you have it, cake batter in the tin. Remember to remove the clips if you're using them. You don't want those to melt in the oven. And we're just going to put this in the oven for around 45 minutes. So once your cooking time is up, 45 minutes or thereabouts. Mine took about 50 today, but I checked it by inserting a skewer into the middle of the cake. That came out totally clean, so I knew my cake was done. Remove the cake from the tin and put it on a wire rack to cool. So while the cake is cooling, you can get on with making the coffee buttercream. Very simple, just icing sugar and room temperature butter, a little splash of milk and a bit of coffee essence again. If you don't have the camp coffee essence, then just a tablespoon of warm milk mixed with a tablespoon of instant coffee and that will do the job. I'm just going to beat these together, then add in the rest of the liquids, a splash more milk if you need it, and then we'll spread it over the top of the cake. And finally, we're just going to spread the coffee buttercream over the top of the cooled loaf cake and sprinkle with a few walnuts. And there you have it, coffee and walnut loaf cake. So keep an eye out for more recipes, subscribe to my channel, tell your family and friends, and I'll see you again soon on Traybakes and More.